All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the latest episode of the most controversial political podcast in the country. Thank you so much for your support. Last week, number 5 of all TikTok, all Spotify episodes, yung isang episode natin. But today, I'm looking forward to getting our first number 1 sa Spotify episodes thanks to this very interesting guest we have. Interesting in many ways kasi mukhang sinasama na kami lahat sa isang grupo, pati si Christian Esguerra, si Ronald Llamas, sinama na lahat. Of course, today we want to talk about a lot of things, the Dutertes, the Marcoses, Team Kadiliman, Team Kasamaan, whatever you want, Itik versus Kuting. But before that, I think, as I promised, I want to just set the record straight because I think there have been a lot of misunderstanding online, a lot of toxicity, a lot of Twitter wars. And in the interest, I think, of the country, in their interest of the opposition, genuine opposition, not fake opposition, I thought it's high time to talk to our good friend, Senator, forever Senator ka na, Sonny Trillanes. Even if mayor ka na next year, you're still going to be sentry to all of us. Thank you very much, Senator Trillanes, Sonny, for joining us.
Well, thank you very much again, Richard, for inviting me on your podcast and show.
Yes, we have been on like 4 different podcasts kaya ako inaakusa na my favoritism. As I always say, my invitation open to all sides. Hindi naman ako celebrity and all, para baka naman kung si Ma'am open siya one day to meet lowly podcasters like me, I'm more than happy to get her side. But today, Senator, let's be the gentleman now and let's set the record straight. Saan ba galing etong mga sentimento mo? I think I've been very clear na sabi ko, wala naman ano ba, tokhang ba ito? I mean, no one is forced to meet this person who is the scion of a dynasty, who has done horrible things to the Lima, has engaged in massive EJK, pinapa-impeach na ngayon. You and Risa have exposed everything wrong with what this family has been doing. So, I'm all for politeness and decency, but as it says in the Bible, there's a time for war, there's a time for peace. There's a time for decency, but there's also time to set the record straight. Sonny Trillanes, Senator, where are you coming from?
Okay, similar dun sa describe mo, no? Si Sara Duterte is in the middle of this latest political crisis, ano? Nakita natin yung demeanor niya nung sa hearings, tapos ito naglalabasan corruption issues, and of course you have the Las Cañas testimony na kasama sa EJK. Then she is part of this family, sila Duterte, na talagang ginahasa yung bansa natin economically, tapos inoppress yung mga kababayan natin. Tapos ano siya, obviously unfit to hold the office of the Vice President, who could be President at any time, any minute. So yan yung where we are coming from. And of course, as you mentioned, nilabanan natin ito since 2016, tapos and right now si Senator Risa, just a few weeks ago binastos talaga nito ni Sara Duterte. So yan yon. That's how hyped up we are against this person. So we draw the line. Now we should not be seen in a photo with Sara Duterte. Di ba? Okay. Parang, ngayon, yun ang sentimento namin. Bakit naman? Ngayon, si Atty. Barry Gutierrez came up with this baloney story about 30 minutes na lang ay, na papunta na daw, no? It's a lie. Kasi nireport sa amin, may mga reporters pa nga doon na ilan. And it was coordinated well in advance, at least 2 days before. Tapos Sara, may advance party yan. They check the security and everything.
She's not a spontaneous person. I think we all know that she's not good with spontaneity.
And ma-pride yan. Makaka-risk ba na i-reject siya ng short notice na, wala ganito. Hindi. They will have to make sure that she's there and she's going to welcome them. Yun lang naman hinihingi namin, political sensitivity. Ngayon yung sinasabi, kung alam mo, sabi ko nga, pag may ayaw kang pumunta sa bahay mo, tapos gusto pumunta sa bahay mo, are you compelled to open your doors? Hindi. That's your private space Di ba? Tapos, mahigit 1 oras na meeting ito Di ba? So kumbaga, the circumstances...
Was it more than an hour? Oh, I
Um,
didn't know it's that long.
ang
Oo nga ba?
sinabi nila, 1 oras daw. Almost 1 hour or a little over an hour. Ganun yung visit. So, hindi lang to parang hi-hello na visit. Ngayon, it's also different from the visits of Senator Bong Revilla tsaka Secretary Abalos kasi mga kandidato yan. Nagko-call ka talaga sa mga local leaders, di ba? Yun, may ikot yun. Si Chief Justice Gesmundo naman pumunta rin dun sa bahay ni VP Lenny pero hindi naman siya nababalot sa controversy. Iba ito. Parang ano mga kinumpare ko nga, what if hypothetically si Alice Guo nagsabi kay VP Lenny, pwede po bang bumisita dyan sa bahay nyo? Anyway, open naman kayo to everyone. Peña Francia naman yan. Would you want to be seen in a photo with Alice Guo? Kasi ganun
Kibuloy,
level.
kibuloy na lang. Pwede, kibuloy na lang. Kasi meron
Kibuloy, for
ng
that
people
matter,
power
Kibuloy.
nung Sunday eh.
Oo, similar, ano yun eh, similarly situated itong mga tao na to in terms of level of controversy. Gusto mo ba na sinusumpa na sila for all the crimes they did, for everything na lumalabas ngayon? Tapos ikaw, because of courtesy, wow, that's a big word, no? And ano yan, it's an afterthought thing. But sabi ko nga, I just called her out. And I have every right to call her out. Bakit? Untouchable na ba siya? Hindi naman, di ba? We used to belong, at least I would like to believe that we belong in this group, ano? Na we should be able to call each other out. Ngayon, bakit ko daw ginawang public? Pwede ko naman daw sasabihin. Hindi, the act was public. Pero we were hoping na meron na siyang red lines na hindi mo natatawirin out of these political sensitivities. Yun.
But is it just political sensitivity, Senator Trillanes? Because I think it's a question of momentum, no? The walls are closing in on the Dutertes as we speak. Baksak sila sa surveys. Kahit isang Duterte, baka hindi pa makapasok sa Senate next year. Base sa mga surveys na kita natin, pababa yung numbers ni Sara. Obviously, there's the impeachment possibility. We can discuss more. There's the ICC also over the horizon. But you mentioned the other candidates. Obviously, they're going there for political mileage. So what would be the intention of Sara to go there, if not also for political mileage?
Well, gaya nung sabi mo, back against the wall na siya, naghahanap siya siguro ng political lifeline. Kasi nga, si Sara, hindi yan spontaneous. Very conscious yan sa optics. Di ba? Nakita mo, she plays with these things. Ngayon ganito, no? For example, ito, hypothetically or let's play out that scenario. Sinabi na bibisita daw si Sara Duterte sa bahay ni VP Lenny. Automatic, instinctive yan. Si VP Lenny isipin niya, ano kayang reason? Ano kayang implication? You will do your political calculations on the spot. Will it, ano ba to? Okay ba ito? And believe me, si VP Lenny, very, ano yan, astute yan sa mga political optics, ha? Kaya nga, di ba, may mga picture na nag-aantay ng bus, ano? Sa EDSA. Kumbaga, alam niya yan. She knows how to play the game. Ngayon, in her calculation, alam niya na may agenda si Sara. Na positive optics for Sara. And yet, she agreed just the same. So, ibig sabihin nun, okay lang sa kanya. Now, meron pang larger context dito, Richard. A few months back, si VP Lenny also met with Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Social
ano?
meeting daw, social. Kung casual to
Yes.
social naman daw yung isa.
Yun nga. But still may optics, di ba? Lumabas. And anong common denominator nitong dalawa? Mga kalaban ng Marcos administration. Di ba? And ako, I know for a fact that si VP Lenny hates the guts of the Marcoses. Kaya nga sabi ko, sige, if kung mapapadala niya sa isang picture si Senator Amy along with VP Lenny or yung kalaban niya sa politika si Governor Villapuerte, sige nga, in the spirit of Peña Francia, I don't think so. Merong red line, di ba? You don't have a picture with Kibuloy, with Alice Guo, with your political enemies. But apparently, ito yung ano ko, no, what I'm afraid na sana hindi naman, na baka hindi niya kinukonsider na political enemy si Sara. Yun ang magiging problema. Kaya I called her out this early. And the way the brethren, the diehard followers reacted, ibig sabihin nun, they screwed up, 'di ba? Kasi kung wala naman 'yan, why are they so vicious sa atin, 'di ba? Bakit? Alam mo, pagka nga the way nagre-react yung iba, alam mo parang sinunog ko yung bahay nila, parang galit na galit sa akin eh. Parang ako pa yung nakapag-meeting kay Sarah eh, kung hindi mo alam yung larger context. So, yun ang problema.
Well, I'm sure Senator Trillanes, if you were to have a picture with Marcos or have a 1 hour meeting with Marcos, our good friends, the Never Marcos, will forget about mountain, Himalayas out of it, right? Kaya ako sabi ko ngayon, siguro bantay sarado na lahat ngayon. Don't take picture. I mean, the good thing is walang picture na lumbas or anything like that. Kaya nga ako sabi ko, the solution is very simple. For the good Vice President, ako kasi my stance is, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, and I think she's a decent, good person. You also said that we're not questioning her good intentions, pero dapat judicious tayo, politically judicious tayo. She's about to run for office from what we understand. She's still de facto seen as a leader of the opposition. So I just felt a little bit bad that some people are making it look like a conspiracy that we want to bring her down and that we're supposedly trying to push up Riza. But last time I checked, Riza got the baton of leadership. It was passed down to Riza, right? So I don't know where's this argument coming from. So, kaya sabi ko, gaslighting yan. You're blaming us for saying maybe we have to focus on Riza and she's the next big leader of the opposition. And then above criticism dapat yung iba. I just feel that's a little bit problematic to say the least. Very toxic. Ikaw, Senator Trillanes, how do you think we can move forward from this chapter in the best way possible? Kasi I think aminin naman natin, unavoidable ang disagreements. You and I may have disagreements, sometimes more vocal than not. It's unavoidable in any democratic space. Ibang usapan ni mga Team Kadiliman and all. But among us, it's normal to have this disagreement. How can we move forward from here na wala nang bahit ng duda, ng bitterness or divisions? Because my worry, Senator, is I have no problem with intentions of Lenny. My problem is how the other side, the Dutertes, the DDS, are weaponizing this, have been weaponizing this over the past 3 days, making it look that they divided us, making it look that the Never Marcos part of opposition will side with them, that they can weaponize the anti-Marcos sentiment in order to give themselves not only a lifeline, but make themselves a force to reckon with in the coming months and years.
Well, I believe whether Sara did this visit or not, parehas pa rin ang pupuntahan nila. The impeachment case would be filed and she would go down. Diba? As they should. The whole family should go down. No? There's this ICC down the road. There are these criminal cases, plunder cases down the road. So yun ang kanilang fate. Ito namang Never Marcos dito sa Pink. Talagang doon pupunta yan. Sasama yan sila kila Sara. Kaya nga lang, inaano ko, no? Nag-call out ako. Ang sinasabi ng mga Pink who are canceling me, kasi daw yung manner of calling out. Teka muna, how can you say yung pag binasa mo yung tweets natin, wala naman akong minura doon, wala eh.
No personal
Pag
attacks.
binasa mo siya ng parang gigil na gigil, pero yung Ma'am Lenny naman, bakit mo pwede mo basahin ng ganun eh. Hirap na hirap kami ditong durugin itong masamang pamilya na ito.
You're risking your life, Senator. I mentioned a while ago. I know for a fact you're risking your life. You have to have all of these people around you protecting you because there's a real risk to your life. Remind them. Let's remind them. I think these people don't understand what you're doing. Akala nila nagpapakit ka lang dyan.
And yun na nga, no? Ayun naman nating but tinitrivialize nila yun eh, just to elevate yung kanilang cult leader. Parang ginagawa na nilang cult leader si VP Lenny na na to, infallible ito. Trust her judgment. Teka muna, marami siyang faulty judgment. And I can rattle off a few, 'di ba?
Senator, we did this to bring down the tensions. Wait, baka maging ni Bato at saka Jonathan Moran. Wait. Okay.
So,
let's bring down the tensions. Let's bring.
Ang bottom line dito is ano siya, hindi siya infallible. 'Di ba? We can agree to that.
Yes, no one is above
Okay.
criticism. Walang
Oh,
santo sa politika dapat. Tama na. We have
oo.
to be mature people, mature citizens.
Yun.
And as I said, I think Lenny has good intentions and all of that, but this is about
Oo.
judiciousness, optics. But I want to ask you one more thing on this because we want to transition to the other side, no?
Sige.
Um, did this affect the momentum? Because a lot of politics is timing and momentum. Alam natin, the walls are closing in, pero malapit din ang elections. At ang mga Dutertes, ang positioning nila ngayon na sila ang biktima, kinakawawa sila ng isang American-backed BBM, si BBM ang binaback out daw ng mga dilawan na katulad daw natin, yung mga ganun. So that's their line, di ba? Do you think this meeting, in a way, kind of helped them to reverse that momentum? Just to be honest about this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so, no? Kasi yun ito eh. Ang ginawa nito, parang lifeline nga ni VP Lenny, ni VP Sara, na tipong, oh, bugbog ako rito, oh, ito na ngayon, meron akong kakampi. So parang gano'n. Ngayon, kaya nga natin kinall out para sana wag na maulit ito. Para hanggang dito na lang ito, ha. O, di ba? Kasi yun lang yon. Kasi ito, si Sara is no regular or ordinary politician na nagko-courtesy call. Siya po ay nababalot sa kontrobersya. And we want to impeach her kasi she is unfit to hold public office. Ang dami nitong mga pinapatay during her watch as mayor, no? Yung mga DDS dun sa Davao. Kumbaga, marami na yan. So sana hindi na magtuloy. Kaya yun lang mang ginawa natin. It's just unfortunate that yung iba, yung grabe yung cancel culture. Sabi ko nga, wow, pag the way they're reacting, parang wala, no? Parang wala tayong ginawa for the country. Parang wala tayo, parang sabi ko nga, parang sinunog ko yung bahay nila eh. They're so angry. But
Yeah, tsaka
hindi,
binibigyan ito ng bahid ng mansplaining kasi daw mga lalaki daw tayo. Sinama pa tayo kay Lacson and Isko. Parang hello, tayo nga, ako nag-criticize ako kay Lacson and Isko na election. I just feel that's unfair na
yeah.
wag na nadalin kung saan-saan yung usapan. Dito malang muna tayo. Tama ba
And
sa
then
ganitong
kaysa,
panahon na imit mo si Sari? Oo, hindi. Ganun lang kasimple yung usapan.
oh. And then si Sarah is also a woman. Sasabihin nila, okay lang na birahin natin si Sara na ganon. Pero ito nga, hindi nga natin binira si BP Lenny. We just nudged her. Na tipong, paano ba naman? Please naman, wag naman. Di ba? Kung hindi, sabi ko nga doon sa ano ko, grabe na yung bakbakan dito. Ngayon kung wala ka namang planong tumulong dito sa amin in finishing the job of finishing off the Dutertes, then might as well, huwag naman silang palakasin. Yun lang naman ang request
So,
natin.
Senator, I'll be very clear about this. You can see both of us are a bit being emotional, but I think we're being fair kasi binigyan ko na ng panahon. In fairness kay VP Lenny, I still call her VP Lenny out of respect, no? That's how much respect I have for her. She had more clarity when she shut down your proposal for a grand coalition, even tactical liminal, di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi na,
Yeah.
dapat walang team up with the Marcoses. So this is a
Mhm.
person who has a track record of making her stance very clear. Kaya I don't know what's the problem when I say maybe remind everyone that you're not also open to anything with the Dutertes para wala na silang masabi. And then suddenly, ginagaslight ako, oh, you're questioning her decency and goodness. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Bakit ganon? This is fanaticism. This is not correct. Nevertheless, having said that, Senator, baka naman this is just a small minority because they're good friends like sila Jover and all. I think who message you and all. Like, kalma lang tayo, hayan mo na yung mga trolls na. Ako lang naman, I'm just being preemptive. Kasi ayoko bigyan ng ano I wanna nip it in the bud, yung ganyan nonsense weaponization na, oh, mga mansplaining to, mga ganun. This is not democratic. This is unfair. This is shutting down the discussion. And this is a very sensitive and important urgent issue.
Yes, ako I totally agree, no, Richard. And tinitignan namin yung mga profiles eh. Marami kasi, no, grabe yung cancel culture. Kaya yung mga dapat gitna na lang, sige, sakay na rin, no? Then there is yung mga hindi naman, mga si Yodi naman yung binoto, pero sige, sakay din. Oh. Tapos yung mga Duterte, uy, sige, sakay na rin. Kasi kumaga, ganun lang. And but sabi ko nga, I've been through worse nung panahon ni
Go.
Duterte. Talagang grabe yan, no? And ito, no, sabi ko nga, if only itong mga diehard followers ni VP Lenny, ganyang katatapang at kabibicious during the first year of the Duterte administration, baka hindi nabalahura ng husto si VP Lenny. Kaso wala naman sila. They were never there. Meron mga ilan-ilan, ang dami nag-deactivate ng account nun. Tumapang lang sila towards the end of the term. Parang siguro, sabihin mo na, nagsimula noong 2019, noong 8 diretso. But before that, nako, wala kang makikitang mga ganyang katatapang. Sa amin, tapang
Mm.
kayo.
Right.
Pero nung kay Duterte, when it mattered most, wala kayo. That's sad. But ganun
I
lang.
think,
That's
yeah, I
normal.
think, Senator, that's where I think people have to understand what bakit medyo naging emotional tayo, because, you know, we're not forgetting all those 6 years of
Yeah.
Digong, and we're not forgetting the possibility that they can come back any moment. And as you said,
Yun.
lahat, I think people are not realizing the stakes here. And speaking of stakes, I mean, again,
Ikuha ko lang, Richard. What's worse is the Never Marcoses actually feel or believe na okay lang na mapatalsik nila Sara, si BBM. For them, yung Never Marcos sa kanila, sa hierarchy nung, kasi it has become a religion to be an anti-Marcos, no? Regardless. So wala na objectivity on the table. So ganun yung pananaw nila.
but
Okay
Senator,
sana kung yan,
yeah.
kung nasa gitna ka, o sige, galit ka sa mga Duterte, galit ka sa Marcos, then gumita ka. Pero yung to tilt in favor of the Dutertes, aba, problema tayo dyan. Gera tayo dyan.
Now, Senator Trillanes, you know, just to be fair, one accusation is, oh, ano bang, ano nyo, what is your moral ascendancy to say something? Ako, I'm clear. The context of where I gave credit to Marcos is on West Philippine Sea. And whatever interaction I may have is just in the context of our national interest in West Philippine Sea. So I'm very clear about where I stand on this issue, right? Although, sabi ko, parang mahirap na yata makipag-meeting kay President or anything, baka ma-cancel ka or anything like this. So, you know, I'm just trying to avoid. Ikaw, Senator, to the degree that you can say, I mean, just to be clear, because may bago akong tawag dyan, apologies tagging, right? So, a lot of people are now being attacked saying, oh, hindi, Team BBM ka na eh, or sold out ka na. I call that apologies tagging, parang a version of red tagging right now. Can you clarify to people, what is your stance on BBM and the degree to which, you know, what is your dynamic with him? Kasi yun nga, again, the apologies tagging discourse.
Okay, ganito, no? Sinabi ko nga, sa policies, nagsusubordinate ako kay Senator Risa because she's in the thick of the game. Alam niya yung mga nangyayari sa Senado, na dideliberate yung mga polisiya, whether it's Maharlika Fund, yung Chacha. So where she goes, we go, no? Me and the Magdalo Group. So ganun kasimple yung aming calculations dito. Siya yung leader eh. Siya yung leader namin. So we will follow her. Ngayon dito naman sa Duterte, kasi it is a mission. Existential yung threat eh. So kami, naka-mission mode kami kay Duterte. Kaya we're very sensitive dun sa nangyari. And ito lang, nakita mo ba recently yung nagkaroon ng situation na napunit ni Senator Rizzo Tiberos yung picture ni Sara Duterte. Then you juxtapose that to VP Lenny
Medyo malayo.
entertaining. Oo, parang ano yon. There's a disconnect. So, yung mga diehard VP Lenny followers, ganito yan. Hindi infallible si VP Lenny. Nagkakamali siya. She's human, hindi siya Diyos. Huwag niyo siyang gawing Diyos, no? At kami, we have every right to call out kung sinong kailangan namin i-call out. Ngayon, kung ang consequences niyon i-cancel niyo ako, game ako dyan kasi
No, but that's my point, Senator. We're having this discussion because we don't want to go into that, because this will just benefit the DDS camp or you know, the bad guys, and we don't want division. That's why we're having this conversation. Parang relasyon to, di ba? Senator, for anyone who has been in a relation, it's unavoidable to be some divergence and differences. At alam ko nahihirapan ng tao because yes, on one hand, yung iba nagpa-popcorn na, but you cannot just popcorn kasi laki ng stakes dito eh, di ba? But again, Senator,
Hindi, ako I
yeah,
agree, no?
yeah.
I agree doon sa sinasabi mo na tipong ganito yan. Mahaba yung pinagsamahan natin nung panahon ni Duterte. We've been through political battles, di ba? Tapos, just one instance of calling her out sa isang questionable naman na act. Hindi naman ito parang universally accepted na okay. Hindi. The fact that we object to it, ibig sabihin, objectionable siya. Just because of that act, kakancelin nyo ako? Di ba? Parang may ano rin doon. There's something, ibig sabihin nun, it's either dati mo na ako kinancel and you're just taking this opportunity to try to sway the others. Di ba? Or talagang there's some pettiness inside you. So, well, that's
Again,
the problem.
maybe Senator, again, I'm glad that you're being honest about your feelings. Ako naman, again, I'm trying to comment kasi ang point ko is baka naman this is just a vocal, loud minority. Kaya ako parang I'm just having this conversation para we can move forward kasi I think we shouldn't allow a minority. Actually, someone even told me, what if itong mga ibang accounts ay DDS actually posing as kakamping to divide us? Now, I'm not saying that's the entirety of the story, having been the subject of attacks by some of these toxic people for quite some time. But again, I think we have to be quite careful on that. But Senator, ang akin lang naman is, how can we not lose sight of the Duterte threat without also slipping on indiscretions or historical legacy of the current person in power, right? I mean, what about the Marcoses? What is your take on the dynamic? On West Philippine Sea, I'm kind of okay generally with the direction. But I can talk about the PhilHealth scandal issue. I can talk about, Maharlika Fund. There's so many issues. I'm not very impressed, to be honest, with the administration.
So policy-wise, ganun yung atake. Kaso nga, I will have to admit, hindi ako nagpe-pay ng attention dyan. Kaya nagde-defer ako sa wisdom ni Senator Risa dyan kasi she would have more access to information than me. Di ba? So kung saan siya pupunta dyan, di doon. Di ba? So yun, ganun yung ano doon. Now, as to the Marcoses, ganito. I would like to believe na dalawang tao. There is a Marcos Sr. and there is a Marcos Jr. who is the sitting president. The Marcos Sr., yun yung sa martial law, so may mga atrocities doon, historically documented yun, may reparation law na tayo doon, merong EDSA People Power Day every year, may Ninoy Aquino Day. Kumbaga, hindi naman na mare-revise yun because it's already etched in stone. Ngayon, pero ang gusto kong tignan dito, inunuance ko, iba yung Marcos Jr. administration. Di ba? Si President Marcos Jr. ngayon, iba ang ginagawa so far dun sa tatay. So far, walang atrocities, walang EJK. Di ba? Ngayon, kung meron silang lalabas na mga dyan, wala ring martial law, at least so far.
So far, again, this is very qualified. Yeah.
Kaya, kumbaga, we cannot prejudge na tipong, hindi, parehas siya nung tatay. Kumbaga, hindi dapat ganon. Let's be objective. And ito yan. I think, ako nung elections, may mga fears tayo that he may end up like the father or a continuation of the Duterte. Ako yun yung fear ko. Pero, nung hindi na nangyayari, nagkaroon na ng democratic space, I am objective enough to give him credit for that. Kasi nilaban natin yon nung panahon ni Duterte and we already got it. Di ba? So, but we continue to be vigilant para hindi mawala yung democratic space na yon. So that's just how I look at things. Pero, somebody needs to have an eye on the ball dito sa mga Duterte.
And Senator Risa is doing that and they're exposing and we have Justice Scorpio. So you're just saying, sa sobrang bugbog ka na doon sa Duterte portfolio mo, kumbaga as a human, you just have limitations.
Yeah. So ganun lang po yan.
Thank you for that clarification, Senator. In fact, the reason why I'm saying we have to make sure now we bring down tensions and temperature is because you never know with Marcos Jr. Baka after this election, they'll push for constitutional change or pipilitin nila, baka magpa-plan B na sila, di ba? So, kaya nga mahalaga na solid yung alternative. Third force na lang tawagin natin dyan. Neither kadiliman nor kasamaan. So, I hope people again understand where we're coming from. Ayun mga haters na naman. Senator, going back to this, okay, patapos ng September, what's going on? Bakit wala pa yung expected impeachment? Is it the risk-averse guy on top again who's the problem? Is it because may mga sumablay sa Congress? binigyan ng momentum si Sara to hold the inertia in her favor. What's going on? Kasi may mga tao na nakakapos. I think our good friend si Ronald openly said, feeling nila, the one on the top is not doing his job to get this across the line. Kaya we are where we are. What is your take on why medyo behind the schedule na? Nagiging Buljak TV na tayo. Yung parating na yung
Oh.
Pulveronic video.
Yeah.
Tapos
Okay,
the
ganito,
month,
no?
paparating na next month. Di ba?
Oh, well, ganito yan. Nung second quarter, based on the information I gathered, no, ready na ang prosecutor to file the application for warrant using the minimum threshold, which is
ICC to,
probable
no?
cause.
ICC, just to be clear.
ICC prosecutor. So, based lang ito doon sa mga nag-brief sa akin na mga those privy to the investigation. Ready na sila, as we told the public, to file that application for warrant of arrest based on the minimum threshold. The problem was on the assumption na pag na-file nila yung warrant at lumabas, tapos na-deliver sa kanila itong si Duterte, wala silang guarantee or assurances that they would get more evidence para sa conviction. Kasi if they only have the minimum, pag nagsimula yung trial, minimum lang yung maibibigay mo, di ma-acquit yun si Duterte. So they raised the bar to certainty of conviction. So that happened nung second quarter. That decision by the Office of the Prosecutor happened during the second quarter. When they were ready, when they have reached the minimum, yung probable cause, biglang tinaas kasi nga baka mabitin sila. Okay, that was June. Ngayon, ganito. Maraming nangyari. Ako ito na ngayon ang aking sense based on the recent events. Late November and early December. Yun na yun. Ako naman, hindi naman ako yung nagsabi nung September lalabas.
Kami ni Justice Carpe yan. So,
nung
we will
June,
behold. Yeah.
nung June, yung sinabi sa akin, the most that I can give is the blue notice. Lumabas naman yung blue notice. Di ba?
So, red notice ang pinag-usapan dito.
Red notice na yung pinag-usapan. So, kumbaga, yun. That's where we're at. At yun na yung aking new timeline based on what I gathered from those who briefed me. So, yun lang yun. Basta darating yan at the least expected moment.
Senator, obviously you're not alone in saying that. We had a number of other legal luminaries, people who are even certified to argue before the ICC openly and coming out and saying they're expecting and they're calling on the ICC to expedite things and get things across the line. I remember last year pinagtawanan tayo when we said it's a matter of time before Senator De Lima will refine her freedom, and that eventually happened. In fact, a little bit ahead of schedule. I remember December last year, BBM was still equivocating on the ICC issue, and look at how far he has come in terms of his positioning. So I think people can make fun of us about a weeks or a month of difference, but it's the direction of the wind, right? I think on the direction of wind, we all got it. But I want to just hammer on this before I go to the last part of our discussion about Caloocan, because you have officially announced your candidacy for Caloocan. The other question I have is, what is your read on the Congress? You have the Quadcom doing a lot of investigations. You had all the Chimenot hearings, and obviously medyo na-expose si Sara doon. Nevertheless, there's no impeachment complaint yet, or what is your understanding of that situation? Because malapit na recess na. 1 week na lang.
I think, na to, nakakasana lang yan. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. Yun lang ang feeling ko. No? And it's palpable. But I think, should it eventually happen, ano yan, talagang babagsak talaga yung mga Duterte. And kaya nga, very sensitive ako doon sa mga optics na nangyayari na dapat dito tayo lahat. Na-draw na yung lines.
Airtight dapat lahat, airtight. Oo.
Yun. So, ano yan? It's coming. Basta tingnan lang natin kung Yeah, basta ano.
No problem, Senator. No, I'm just, you know me, I'm preemptive, right? Para wala na
Yeah,
masabi yung mga, alam mo na, di ba? You know me, I'm,
yeah.
I'm not gonna wait for people to attack me. Unahin ko na sila. I'm very preemptive. Medyo Krav Maga ang style ko in the boxing. Last part, let's talk about your campaign for Caloocan City. Ang dami mong ginagawa na, Senator, para yata tayo. Medyo ADHD tayo. So now you have made it official. Parating na ang pagbabago. May pagkadigong, ah. Change is
Yeah.
coming to Caloocan. Ano bang ano natin dyan?
Uh, well, yun na nga, no? I announced a few weeks ago, and it was well received by the people of Caloocan. They see an opportunity for real change, no? Kasi yung makakalaban ko, 12 years na sila nakapwesto, and yet talagang very basic yung mga problema sa Caloocan, ha? Ito yung pinakang backward na city sa buong Metro Manila. Ito yung may pinakamaraming mahihirap din. And yun na nga, ang
May
ironic.
EJK, di ba? Nung time hindi ko, ang daming EJK din nangyari doon.
Yes, oo, marami talagang pinatay, no? And it's ironic na it's also one of the richest in terms of ano to, yung era, no? Kumbaga, nakita mo, corruption ang problema, and because of poverty, extreme poverty, mataas yung crime rates, then you have the garbage problem, yung mga sira-sirang infrastructure, tapos ano pa, baha, lahat-lahat na eh. Lahat ng problema nung ano, ano mo to, siguro mga times 10 ang level sa Caloocan. So ngayon, ito ngayon. They're looking for change, then ito yon, di ba? We laid out a program of government for everyone to benefit from, at hindi to populist mga ano, no,
Oh,
mga
Digong style, yeah.
ibang style. Hindi, talagang inaral ko yung budget, di ba? So, nakita ko kung what we can and cannot do. So, what we can do, so nile-layout namin. So, marami yan. Whether sa job generation, we're going to waive the first year ng fees and taxes for new businesses just so they can employ people of Caloocan. So it's a big thing kasi sa Metro Manila, ano yan. Then we will also reduce business taxes. Kumaga, kasi itong nakaupo, tinaas niya 300%, 200%, kasi ginagawang collateral sa loan, utang lang ng utang, no? Anyway, ano yan, for the people of Caloocan, mararamdaman nila yan, yung mga pagbabago na yan.
Mayor, Senator Trillanes, obviously it's a tough fight, but the precedence I can think of is Vico Soto, obviously, right? Up against a way more entrenched and formidable political dynasty. And just like what you're saying, that's how he felt about his beloved city na sobrang underdeveloped, sobrang daming napabayaan, mga basics na hindi ginawa. Is there something you're picking up from Vico Soto and other Dragon Slayers, kumbaga? And is that a model you have in mind? Kind of a mayor and then as a national leader also at the same time, like Mayor Magalang also, for instance, our good friend.
So, a lot, ano, maraming parallelism that we can draw from dito kay Vico Soto. So, yun ang nakikita natin na yung dynasties, hindi yan given, especially in Metro Manila. Marami ng dynasties na nabasag dito. Kaya, tapos, if you go around, ako, kahit na nakikita mo ako everywhere sa national, I devote much more time sa mga barangays, no? It's a personal thing. Ang campaigning sa local level is very personal. Kaya makikita mo, mararamdaman nila na talagang this may be it. This may be the best opportunity for Caloocan to really shine. Hindi lang change for the better, but to really shine. Ang laki ng potential, Richard, ng Caloocan. And
Definitely.
yun, we're just raring to go.
I know you have to leave very shortly, but Senator, it is an uphill battle, right? I mean, how can people help you even if they're not from Caloocan? I mean, for people who are listening to us from different parts of the country, paano sila makakatulong sa iyo? Paano sila makakatulong sa your good governance agenda for Caloocan? And are you thinking of teaming up with other mayors? I heard you're working with sila Action Democratico, etc. I mean, what are the alliances, coalition building you're looking at?
Well, yes, ito kasi, isa pa yan, ginagawang issue sa akin yan. Bakit daw ako
Yun
kay
din.
Mayor? Okay, so ito kasi, yung local apparatus, yung mga local leaders, mga councilors, Action Democratico na sila dati. So ako, Nationalista Party, but I cannot bring the Nationalista Party kasi yung kalaban ko Nationalista Party. So, yun. So,
Oo nga pala, no? Yeah.
oo. So ngayon, ito naman si Mayor Isko, ano rin siya, naging Dragon Slayer din siya at one point, no? So, at tinignan natin, no? Tinignan natin yung yung diskarte niya sa kampanya at pamamahala sa Manila, ano naman, at par with Vico Soto actually, hindi lang ganun ka-celebrated. Pero sinasabi ko rito, nung national government, ay national campaign nung 2022, doon tayo kay VP Leni because we believe she was the better candidate. She was the best candidate nung panahon na yon. Pero tapos na yon dito ngayon for yung may run in Caloocan, ano to, I think yung Aksyon Demokratiko, local lang ang mga pinapatakbo nila eh. So mas makakapagbigay ng atensyon ito sa buong grupo namin sa Caloocan. And idagdag ko lang, may isang issue sa akin nilalabas na yung bakit daw nakipag-alyado ko kay Mocha Uson. Si Mocha
Oo
Uson
nga pala.
joined the Aksyon Demokratiko after I joined. Doon siya sa Manila. Hindi naman as if ano kami, parang alam mo na, ganun lang yun eh. I don't have any control over that. So, andito yan. We're focused on winning.
And you're not doing cancel culture. Ay, sumali si ganito. Ayoko na dito. Alis na ako. You cannot, or not doing the purist.
Purist. So, ano yan? That's counterproductive. No? Anyway, ando doon na yun. So, ito ang wisdom kung bakit ano tayo nag-action. Yeah.
Yeah, ako, just to end on this fascinating episode, Mayor, Senator, is, I don't know, I just hope a year from now we have Mayor Lenny, Mayor Trillanes, all these good mayors working together. And I hope this episode, no matter how toxic and difficult it was, I hope it will make us better people, better leaders, better Filipino citizens. And I hope we all learn to, from these difficult moments. But I'm sure, many people, Senator Trillanes are saying, including people from Caloocan, they look forward to voting for you, and they look forward to stopping this fight and all of that. So I think the ideal situation is a Mayor Lenny and a Mayor Trillanes a year from now. Mabuhay po kayo, Senator Trillanes. Thank you so much for this fascinating discussion. Yes, please.
Iyan ko lang, Richard, before I end, no? Sinabi mo how they can help. Well, yung mga may kamag-anak, na di taga rito sa Caloocan, alam naman nila, they can encourage them to join our campaign or di ba? So kumbaga, maraming pwedeng gawin. Pero ito na nga, yung may mga nag-cancel na sa akin, they will ask the relatives daw not to vote for me. That's very unfortunate kasi hindi naman kayo yung taga Caloocan, sila yung mapeperwisyo rito if the status quo goes on. But you have every right to do so if if that's your judgment. Anyway, thank you very much, Richard, again for this
Salamat
opportunity.
as always, the future senator, future mayor, and past senator Sonny Trillanes, the man of the hour. Salamat po, and talk to you soon. God bless po.
Thank you.